How's everyone doing? Oop, beans. That's not ideal. Okay. Okay, my angel. Well, that was fun. Good morning. Good morning, lovelies and Jack. That's funny. Let's put this over here. We will lean down and get that dropped. Chewy. Get a new one because that one landed on my feet. Okay. Okay, we gotta get a new one. New Chewy. What about this butterfly? Do you want this butterfly, Chewy? Yeah, can you hold on to this one? Can you hold it with your hand? Can you hold it with your hand so Mommy can make coffee? Yeah, you have hands. You have hands. I hope I'm not upsetting you about slime. So, Roxy, I'm not, I think that you have some confusion about like the business side of things. It's not an upset thing. It's just that I just need people to follow the structure of how I post things. So that's why I always tell people, don't Venmo me until I confirm your purchase, because I don't want to take anyone's money if I don't have what they want. So it's not an upset. It's just me trying to keep things in order. That's all it is. It's just me trying to keep things in order, because otherwise I don't know what I owe to who. You know what I mean? So that's why I always do everything in the lists. And we always say, if you comment here and I say, yes, it's yours, then you can pay for it. And that is the trajectory of things. So there's no upset, it's just business. It's not personal at all. None of purchasing slime is personal ever. Yeah, unfortunately, that's just not a thing that we can really do, Roxy. I'm gonna let it slide this one time, but it can't happen again, unfortunately. I won't be able to. I'm not actually even gonna. The next restock is gonna be on the website for this reason, is that I just need everyone to keep track of this stuff, which is unfortunate because it does mean people have to pay more because there's fees on the website. But if people pay without being confirmed, we have to do it that way, unfortunately. Which is a bit of a bummer because it does cost more that way for everybody, for me, for you, for everyone. Because there's no fees on Venmo, but there are fees on the website, which stinks. That's why I always try to use Venmo if I can. But we got to follow the structure. Because now you're not getting any of the things that you saw because it was so haphazard. If you comment under the right thing and then get confirmed, then I can always do it for you. But just sending a random amount doesn't work, unfortunately. Good morning. She is really on the train to struggle town today. I'll tell you what, you guys. We are on the train to struggle town. I just won't have the money when the restart happens. I totally understand that, and it's just part of the structure of business. You know what I mean? It's not personal. It's just how things have to go. So unfortunately, it's just going to be whatever is available in the grab bag stuff because of. You know, you can always put the money in your own Venmo to save it. You don't have to do that. You don't have to get rid of it, you know. It can go in your own Venmo. And then it'll just sit there and wait until the time. You know, in the future that might be a good plan. Yeah, you can always save the money until the time. You don't have to send it, you know, just willy-nilly. You can always wait. I know, that's Secret Husband's new mug. Isn't that fun? Okay. Here we go. We have a very awake girl who is on the train to Struggleville. case anyone missed the cup that he bought for himself. Oh, really, Stephanie? That's interesting. I don't think I ever had that. Oh, maybe a little bit. This is... No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No screamies. No screamies. Let's just be nice, quiet girls. We have to finish the other mug trivia, and oh my goodness. Yeah, he picked it out for himself. Isn't that fun? He hardly ever picks out his own mugs, but he picked out this one, which I thought was really cute. He loved it so much. It's giant. It's got the roundness of his thing. Brooke is super stressful today, so I'm not surprised. Yeah, bit of a bummer. Hey, Brittany. It's his cup shape. That's exactly right. It's got that shape that he likes. And he was like, and I could probably put soup in it. And I was like, yes, you could probably put soup in it. Probably put soup in it. Hey girl, hi. I'm sorry that work is stressful, Stephanie. I totally get it. Or ice cream. We don't have ice cream, but that would be nice. I wish we had ice cream. I should make ice cream. Do you want to try sleeping ever, do you think? I hope she takes a nap at some point. Those are class day. When you find a bug, you have to get it. That's right. That's right. That's exactly right. How come sometimes it just tells us that things were filtered and sometimes it gives me the opportunity to unfilter things? Like, why is it inconsistent, you know? Now I want ice cream for breakfast. Do it. Do that ice cream for breakfast. I found some the other day and I was tempted, but I knew better. That's fair. When we were there, when we were at Disneyland and he was picking out this mug, he was like, you should get a mug too. I was like, oh, you have to do it every time, Amanda? Oh, that's lame. Oh, that is not cute. I didn't know that you had to do that. That's so lame. And I just didn't see one that like really spoke to me. So I didn't get a new mug because I was like looking around for maybe a 70th anniversary one and they didn't have one. Which I thought was weird, but then they said today's mugs are wicked themed. Well, it's purple and green, but that's pretty close, yeah. They said that the 70th anniversary mugs had already sold out, which I think is such a bummer that we're like barely a month into the celebration and it's already sold out. But it is what it is, right? It is what it is. Okay. Oh. Okay. She's like so tired, but she won't, you know, give up the ghost on sleeping, which is a bummer because, you know, and I'm sure you can find a third person. I know, which is such a bummer, right? Like, what a lame thing to do. Like, I just want one for my kitchen. I don't want to sell anything. Okay, we're going to go over here. We're going to try to put this on the tripod with no faces, even though this little girl refuses to go to sleep. Let's see if I can raise it up a little. They are the reason they're sold out. I know, it's so lame. Okay, so let's see if we can... No. Got some last night because husband said that he wanted apple pie. Apple pie a la mode is pretty great. Okay, so she's just decided that sleep is never a thing that's going to happen again. Last night we had a big struggle night. Here's the thing. When she turns over and lays down on her belly without waking herself up, she sleeps for like 5 hours straight. But for some reason last night, every time she turned over, it woke her up. So every hour she woke up angry because she wasn't asleep. But if she can turn over onto her belly and stay asleep, she stays asleep for like a long time. So tonight I am going to, I know we've had a few good days. tonight I am going to try something, and I know you're supposed to put them to sleep on their back, but tonight I am going to attempt, and she has an owlet, so I check her, and I check her, I monitor her like breathing and her heart rate and all that all the time. I am going to try to put her to sleep on her stomach tonight for her while she's asleep already. Like feed her, put her to sleep, right? That would be amazing, Stephanie. Okay, I'll stand up. Okay, so I'm going to try to lay her down on her stomach, obviously with her head to the side. Yeah, she can roll. She can roll like crazy. And see if it helps keep her asleep, because she'll already be asleep when I set her down on her stomach. That is what I'm going to attempt today. And I'm going to watch her. I'm going to keep my eyes out. You know what I mean? She's got her owlet on. I'm right next to her. Her crib is right next to our bed. You know what I mean? All this stuff. So we're just going to see. All my boys slept on their stomach. And let's see, what did the rest of us say? And they wouldn't sleep any other way. Yeah. Seriously. No, really. Isn't back to sleep just for before they're independent. Is that true, Amanda? If that's true, I really hope so. Yeah, she's a tummy sleeper. She totally is. As long as there's nothing else in her shoe. Yeah, there's nothing else in there. Yeah, she is way big enough to turn. Not only can she turn this way, like there are 18, that's amazing. So, they still probably sleep on their stomachs. Biggest scaredy cat sleep ever, but once they rolled over, let them do their thing, especially with the outlet. Yeah, exactly. You survived. Yeah. Well, she can not only flip this way, but she can also turn this way in circles. Yeah, she sleeps really well on her stomach, and I read that as long as they can turn themselves onto their stomach themselves, leave them there, which I have been doing when she gets there, but I'm hoping that putting her there, hey Susan, will also help. We'll see. You'll find out tomorrow if my theory is correct. All right, well, let's start reading and hope that she falls asleep, because she has baby class at 11:15, and I would really like her to have a nap before then, because otherwise she is going to be a cranky pants in baby class, and nobody wants a cranky pants in baby class. Okay, so let's read chapter 16. You all need more sleep. Tummy sleep is good. Yeah, no, tummy to sleep is good. Yeah, we definitely need more sleep. We were up every single hour last night. Brutal. Hello to Anya's bestie. Oh, why is this blocking you from even saying hello to her? What is the damage with, and then it won't let me click on it to fix it. It like doesn't show it that, you know what, I give up. Anya said hello to her friend before that, and oh, you already approved it. Why does it still show it like whatever for me? Whatever. Anyway, that's not the point. So we're gonna read chapter 16, and we're gonna hope that she falls asleep at some point during this live. That would be the ultimate goal, but no guarantees, obviously. I know you want to see over the book, but that's not going to happen today. Chapter 16 is called Through the Mines. The twins didn't speak for the rest of the trip into the dwarf forest. They couldn't. There was too much to say and not enough words to express what they were feeling. The driver dropped them off a mile or so away from the mines, and the twins walked in silence the rest of the way. They weren't even alarmed or threatened by the forest around them. Their minds were so full there was no room to become nervous or timid by the thick and chilling trees around them. The mines are just past this hill, Alex said, looking at the map. Oh, you know what? I know why it's not alerting people that we're on, because I didn't add the book, which is stupid, but we're going to do it. Now it's going to give all of our people notifications. Watch. Isn't this dumb? Hey, we're reading Land of Stories, and so I linked the book, and now everyone's going to get notifications. They should have got them anyway. That's what it means to follow people, in case you didn't know TikTok. Following someone means you want to see their content, in case you were curious about what following is for. Thanks, TikTok. The mines are just past this hill, Alex said, looking at the map. At least now they were speaking, just not about the subject that they needed to address. The twins reached the top of the hill, and on the other side below were several tunnels leading into the side of a mountain. They were much different from the tunnels they had seen in the troll and goblin territory. These were perfectly round and sturdy. I wish it was smart enough to show me, share two people. I know, Amanda. I really wish too, because I would do it too. I try to do, you guys probably, some of you probably get notifications from me sometimes because I try to do it for people that it shows me. Not everybody.
A loud bell rang from somewhere inside the mines, and a dozen more dwarves emerged, carrying their lanterns and picks with them. It was the end of the day, and they all had to head home in single-filed lines to different parts of the forest. The twins waited on the hill for a few moments before going into the mines, making sure no one was lingering behind. They went through the largest of the tunnels and found a row of lanterns. Oh, really? Really? Do you need this? Hey, hey, hey. Here. Oh, sorry, that was my chair. Here, here, here. Do you want to hold it? Can you hold this? Can you hold it? Do you want to hold your chewy? Yeah. Yeah. Can you hold it with your own hand? Thank you. The twins waited on the hill for a few moments before going into the mines, making sure no one was lingering behind. They went through the largest of... Why every time I get to that line, honey? They went through the largest of the tunnels and found a row of lanterns hung low in the dirt wall just inside. They each took a lantern and walked deeper into the mountainside. The mines were huge. The shovels were lined up against the wall, and the floor was covered with tracks for dwarves' mining carts. They stretched into the mountain for miles. The twins kept walking and walking, with their lanterns raised high above them, being carefully on the lookout for anything that might resemble a glass coffin. Are we going to talk about this? Alex asked her brother as they searched. You mean talk about the mines? He asked. No. You know. Okay. Do you need an ice pop maybe so that you can be a happy girl? Do you want to have an ice pop? How about an ice pop? What about this? Here. You don't want this one? Do you want a different one? Okay, hold on. Whoops. Please. Okay, look at this. Look at that. Yeah. Okay. Can I put this under your chin? There you go. Can you hold it? Can you use your hand? Can you hold it? Yeah. You have two hands. Look at mommy. Look at mommy. Give me your hand. Give me your hand. We can take this out. Here. Can you hold it? There you go. Now you're holding it, see? That's so nice. See how nice it is to hold it? Okay. Let's try that again. Talk about the mines? Connor asked. No, you know what I mean, Alex said. I do not want to talk about anything but finding the coffin, Connor said. Connor, ignoring the situation isn't going to help anything. Ignoring what situation? He said, not looking her in the eye. Look, we saw the curvy tree. It was just another story that Dad heard and he told us when we were younger. Don't make it a bigger deal than it is. That's not what this is, and you know it, Alex said, raising her voice. Alex, stop, Connor said. Okay, stop denying it, Alex said. Alex, don't, he said. You've known since the minute we got here. You felt it too, Alex said. I know you did. You might be able to lie to yourself, but you cannot lie to me. I'm not lying. You're making things up in your head that you want to be true, Connor said, trying to hide the tears forming in his eyes. All my life, I felt like I was missing out on something. Honey, it's right here. Honey, baby, look, it's right here. All my life, I felt like I was missing out on something. Like somewhere in the world, there was something going on that I was supposed to be a part of. And look, now we found this place. Part of us belongs here, she said with tears streaming down her face. You can't prove it, Connor said. Connor, face it, Alex yelled. Dad is from here. He's from the land of stories. Then why didn't he tell us? Connor shouted, and it echoed through the mines. Why would he keep that from us? And then he sat down on the ground and he quietly sobbed into his hands. Alex sat down on the ground next to her brother and cried with him. It was so much to take on and so much to digest. Maybe he felt like he couldn't, Alex said. He always said that he would take us to the places where he grew up when we were older and we were still pretty young. Maybe he thought that he would tell us when we were old enough to understand. I think, hey kids, did I ever tell you that I'm from another dimension? It's pretty shocking no matter what age you are, Connor said. It's such a heavy thing to confess, Alex said. He must have been waiting for the right moment, and unfortunately the right moment didn't come until it was too late. So does that mean Grandma's from here too? Connor asked. Yeah, I'm guessing so, Alex said. Then how did they get to our world? There must be more than one way than the wishing spell, Connor said. Yeah, I guess there must be, Alex said. But the wishing spell is all we've got so far, so we've got to keep looking for the glass coffin if we ever want to see Mom again. The twins dried their tears and continued their search into the mine. You don't think Mom is from here too, do you? Connor asked. No, I doubt it, Alex said. She has photo albums of her childhood. Dad only had stories. Do you think she knew? Connor asked. She has to, Alex said. How could she not know? I mean, they were married for more than a decade. Then maybe she really knows where we are, Connor suggested. Maybe she isn't as worried as we thought. The twins spent another hour walking through the mines, and Connor had seen so many tunnels that he felt like his mind was starting to play tricks on him. He could have sworn that he kept seeing things around him in the shadows. Hey, did you see that? He said, paranoid. You're just seeing shadows, Alex said. Here, honey, you gotta eat it. It's only gonna help if you eat it. Honey, are you really so done and you want to go play? You really shouldn't. You really should. You should sleep. No? Okay, we'll go to the mat. We'll go to the mat. It's gonna be a long day for you if you don't take a nap. I'm telling you now. You could listen to Mommy once in a while, you know. Mommy knows a thing or two. Mommy knows a thing or two. Sleep is good. It helps. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. Let's take everyone on the Tower of Terror, on the Tower of Terror, on the Tower of Terror, the only ride they get. Woo! And a 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3, you! That was just the first drop. There's more drops to come, my angel. There's more drops to come. More drops, here they go. Woo! That one was intense. Sorry, you guys. I did not mean to drop you that hard. Usually I'm a little gentler than that. That was intense. So she's having a really big emotions day, and so are Alex and Connor. Everyone is feeling big emotions today. Okay, here's your piggy. You want, look, this little piggy has a brick house. Yay! This little piggy has a straw house. And this is a giraffe. Which thing do you want? Oh, hey. Hey, that's not a nice sound. We don't like that sound. Let's use our soft girl voice. Soft voice. Here's your piggy. We can use our soft voice. Yeah. Yes, you can. You can use your soft girl voice. Yeah. Happy girl. Yeah. We can use our inside voice. Talk to a butterfly. Yeah. Cranky this morning, playing myself for my late bedtime. I got nothing to... Yeah, it was a fast drop. I'm sorry about that. You get her. Yeah, everyone's feeling her. Yeah. Everyone feels you today, honey. Oh, Connor said. I could have sworn it was... Well, never mind. The twins found a long miniature table with a few dozen miniature chairs around it, and it looked like an area where the dwarfs took breaks from working. A large portrait of Snow White hung on the dirt wall behind it, and a glass coffin with rubies and diamonds sat on the wall underneath it. Bingo, said Connor. He used the pickaxe that had been left on the table to pry a few jewels loose from the coffin, and he placed them in Alex's bag. He could see where a few had already been taken by other people before them. Well, that was easy, Connor said, and as soon as he turned around to face his sister, he wished he hadn't. Connor, Alex said, looking at her brother, who was completely petrified, and through the dim flames of their lanterns, they saw a dozen humongous black wolves circling them. They were surrounded by the big bad wolf pack. The wolves growled at the twins as they gritted their teeth. Stay back, Connor said, and he swung the pick at them. This didn't affect them at all. A few of them even snickered. Are these them? One wolf said. Yeah, another wolf said. We've been tracking their scent for days. Hello, children, said Malum Claw, creeping toward them. I would say nice to meet you, but I can tell from your smell that we've crossed paths before. But please don't hurt us, Alex said, and she was shaking with fear and clutching on to Connor. Can we at least eat one of their limbs? Another wolf said. She doesn't need her limbs. Does she? She? Alex said. Who is she? We agreed that we would bring them to her unharmed, Malum Claw said regretfully, looking toward the twins. You're coming with us. Connor, Alex whispered to her brother, what are we going to do? Look, I've got an idea, Connor said, and he placed his lantern on the ground and took a step closer to Malum Claw. Bad dog, very bad dog, sit. The wolves and Alex had the same expression on their face. What was he doing? I said sit. It's a very bad dog. Go to your basket. Connor continued, shaking his index finger at Malum Claw. Whatever he thought he was doing, he was failing miserably, and it was just insulting the wolves. Look, I've changed my mind, Malum Claw told his pack. You can eat their limbs. All right, well, I'm all out of ideas, Connor said, looking back at his sister. I'm not, Alex said, and in one quick move, Alex kicked the lantern Connor had placed on the ground, and it soared across the tunnel and crashed into one of the wolves, setting him partially ablaze. The wolves rushed to help extinguish their friend, and Alex grabbed Connor's hand, and they ran further down the tunnel, going deeper into the mines. After them, Malum Claw commanded, and the remaining members of the pack chased after them. The twins ran as fast as they could. They had only one lantern left, so they were practically in the dark. They could hear the wolves stampeding behind them. Their howls were unbearably loud as they echoed down the tunnel. The tunnel began to descend, making it nearly impossible for the twins to run. Jump in there, Connor said, pointing to a minecart on the track. No way, Alex said, but Connor picked her up and plopped her inside it. Then he jumped inside himself and pulled the brake lever, and the cart began traveling down the tunnel at a rapid speed. A few of the wolves swiped at them with their claws, but the twins ducked down as far as they could into the cart, not before one of them reached Connor and left a bloody scratch on his forearm. Alex kicked another one of them right in the snout, and it whimpered away. Another wolf barely missed the twins with his claws, but knocked the brake lever right off the cart. You want this? I'm sorry, I didn't realize it was out of reach. My mistake. The cart gained speed, and they were soon outrunning the wolves. We're doing it! We're getting away! Connor said, holding his hand over his wounded arm. I wouldn't just celebrate yet if I were you, Alex said. You having fun over there? She pointed to a sign that read, Danger! Use brake lever when going through tunnel. That's not good, Connor yelled, wishing for the lever that it would somehow regrow back onto their cart, and the cart began speeding faster down the tunnel as it descended at a steeper and steeper angle. They were going so fast, too fast, they could barely keep their eyes open with the air rushing by their faces. The tracks turned. It dipped deeper into the mountain. The twins were afraid they were going to fly out of the cart if they didn't fly right off the track first. It was the scariest roller coaster they had ever been on. This would be awesome if it weren't for the fear of death, Connor shouted. He was even tempted to put his hands up, but he knew it wasn't an appropriate time for that. The cart zoomed through the mines, showing no signs of slowing down, and in a matter of seconds, the twins' greatest fear had gone from being eaten alive by wolves to, bless you, to crashing in a dwarf mine. The track led them through a giant cave with stalactites pointing towards stalagmites and a large pool of water at the very bottom. To the twins' horror, they passed another sign that said, Dead End. It appeared an avalanche of rocks had fallen on the tracks many years before, and now the twins were speeding toward a solid wall of rock that had formed there. The twins ducked down as low as they could in the minecart, bracing themselves for traumatic injuries that they were about to receive. The cart slammed against the rocks. It violently rattled as it broke through the wall. A few rocks fell onto the cart and onto the twins. Alex screamed, and Connor covered his head as much as possible with his arm. And just when they thought they were surely about to die, the cart slowly came to a stop. The twins peeked around from inside the cart. They were outside, somewhere in the dwarf forest, on the other side of the mountain. I cannot believe that we survived that, Connor said. They were pretty banged up, but they climbed out of the cart, not seriously injured for the most part. They didn't waste a minute questioning their luck, and they ran from the cart and into the trees. We have got to get out of here, Alex said. It won't be long before the wolves find us again. Who were they talking about? Who were they going to bring us to? Connor asked. I'm afraid to even say, ah! Alex screamed. They hadn't even been in the forest for a minute when they felt the brutal blows to the back of their head. They fell to the ground, slowly losing consciousness. Right before they passed out completely, the twins saw the faces of Bobblewort the troll and Eggcorn the goblin looking down at them, each with a club in their hands. So much for escaping the troll and goblin territory. Hey, Liz. I hope you're feeling better. I saw your story. The twins woke up with splitting headaches. They were bound together with ropes and the back of a very familiar cart. Hey, Eggcorn, look who's waking up, Bobblewort said. The little thieves have arisen, Eggcorn said. The goblin and troll were driving the exact same cart, but it was being pulled by a different donkey. The previous one had most likely been used to death. They kept Alex's bag between them as they traveled down the road. Alex and Connor fought against the ropes, but they were tied with triple knots around their hands and feet. Where are we? Connor asked. How do you ever put this book down? I never wanted to. I know. I'm so glad. But Sophie, the great news is there's 6 books in this series. There's 3 in the next one. There's more. You know what I mean? It's not the end. Alex strained her neck to look up and out of the cart, but managed to recognize some familiar trees. We're back where they caught us the first time, Alex said. We must have been knocked out for like an entire day. Would you like us to make it 2 days? Eggcorn said, raising his club. This cannot be happening, Connor said. You can't enslave us again. We told the fairies about you. Oh, yeah, we know, Bobblewort said. They came and gave us very long lectures about it, Eggcorn said. And they shut off all our tunnels thanks to you, Bobblewort said angrily. Now we have to take the long way into our territory. Then let us go, Connor said. Not this time, Eggcorn said. You stole our king's crown while in our kingdom, and according to Happily Ever After Assembly's rules, we have the right to bring it back to our kingdom and charge you for the crimes. It's gonna be one heck of a trial, Bobblewort said. Every troll and goblin will be there. And we've already scheduled you for beatings after the trial is over. Everyone in the territory will get a turn, Eggcorn said, and he and the troll howled with laughter. Connor stayed calm about the matter. He raised his tied hands over his head and over the side of the cart. He scratched his arm that was still healing and stretched so that a few drop of blood fell from his wound and onto the ground as they traveled. What are you doing? Alex asked him. I'm leaving a trail, Connor said. She didn't know what to think of this, but she trusted him. Whatever he was doing, he seemed to have a plan. And a few hours later, the twins managed to shift themselves into a seated position. The troll and goblin continued entertaining themselves by predicting the horrible things the twins were going to go through once they got back to the troll and goblin territory. Hi, yeah. Connor began seeing dark figures running between the trees in the distance like he had seen in the cave. Get ready, Connor said. They're here. Alex mentally prepared herself for whatever was about to happen. That was faster than I expected, she said, and a small howl came from the trees. Eggcorn and Bobblewort pulled their donkey's reins and ordered it to stop. The cart had come to a halt. Did you hear that? Eggcorn asked. Yeah, I did, Bobblewort said, and they both pulled their clubs and hopped off the cart, circling for a moment. Over there. Over there. I see something. Oh, hey, you can go over here. Look. Ooh. There you go. Look. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Over there, I see something. The troll and goblin took off into the tree. "Help me get my bag," Alex said to her brother, and they began inching toward the front of the cart. Alex got a hold of her bag with her teeth and dragged it back with them. It landed right by her tied hands, and she managed to pull it open and get out Cinderella's glass slipper, almost spraining her wrist in the process. "What are you doing?" Connor asked her. "Something's going to hurt my soul and make me hate myself for the rest of my life," Alex said, and she forced... Really? At this moment? At this moment? That's when you're gonna screechies? This is an important moment, sweetheart. Here, look. Piggies. Can you hold this with 2 hands? Look, 2 hands. There you go. Beautiful. Good job. Good job, sweetheart. I hate that, Mary. "Something that is going to hurt my soul and make me hate myself for the rest of my life," Alex said, and she forcefully hit the slipper against the floor of the cart and broke it into 3 pieces. She used one of the shards to cut her and her brother loose. "Whoa," Connor said. "Never in a million years did I think that you would do that. That was pretty gangster." "We can glue it back together, right?" Alex said, trying frantically to put the glass slipper back together like it was a puzzle. "It'll still work for the wishing spell, won't it?" Connor asked. "The spell never said that it had to be in one piece," Alex said, and they put the pieces of the slipper into Alex's bag and jumped off of the cart. They ran into the forest in the opposite direction of the troll and the goblin. A few moments later, they heard a spine-chilling scream and howl as the troll and goblin were attacked by the big, bad wolf pack. The horrible sounds made the twins run faster. They knew that it would only be a matter of seconds before the wolves picked up on their scent and would be right behind them. They didn't even know where they were going. They just knew they had to get somewhere else as safe and as soon as possible. Alex was eyeing the forest around them. There was a deep roar coming from close by. Could they be... It's right here. Here. How did you get that so far away from you while you're still sitting here? How do you manage to get them so far away? Here, these are all your toys. They can be right here with you. You don't have to push them away. Could they be near the ocean? "I think we're farther south than I thought," Alex said. "I think we might be back in the fairy kingdom." "Then let's find a fairy who can turn wolves into chihuahuas," Connor said, and he turned back, and in the distance he could see several wolves running toward them at full speed. A moment later, the twins saw wolves running slightly ahead of them, both to their right and their left, gaining ground and preparing for an attack. The twins ran through a set of thick trees and then came to a sudden and very jarring stop. They were standing on the edge of a very high cliff overlooking the ocean. "How did we get to the ocean so fast?" Connor yelled. "Look," Alex said. "It's Mermaid Bay. We're somewhere between the fairy kingdom and the sleeping kingdom." And Connor looked behind them. The wolves were only a few feet away from pouncing on them. "No, it looks like we're somewhere between death and dying," Connor said. "Alex, I'm really sorry about this." "Sorry about what?" Alex screamed. Connor had pushed his sister and himself off of the cliff seconds before they would have been tackled by the wolves. They were falling so fast that they couldn't breathe or hear each other's screams. All they could hear was the air rushing past them. The twins plummeted into the ocean. The wolves stayed on top of the cliff for a few minutes waiting for them to surface, but they saw nothing. The twins were gone. And the next chapter is fairly short, so if I can get her to calm down, we can read it. Hey, look at this. Look at all your fun toys. This is the straw pig. His house gets blown down because it's not very strong. Where do we think the wood pig is? I don't know where the wood pig is. Oh well, here's the brick pig. Okay. Oops, you dropped the brick pig. Here's the brick pig. Here. You can hold this. You love this one. There you go. I'm going to take a sip of coffee. And then, do you want this? You haven't had this in a little bit. No? Not interested? Okay, fine. Don't be interested. Deep regulating breath. She's trying to practice her vocals. That's right. All right, guys, we're getting so close to the end. Look, this is all we have left. We are on page 331, and the book is, I keep saying this, but it's 438. So we are less than 100 pages to the end. Chapter 17, Goldilocks, wanted, dead or alive. It was just before sundown, and the soldiers from the Corner Kingdom were hot on Goldilocks' trail. She had been spotted on the outskirts of Baker Village in the early afternoon and had been on the run ever since. A group of 20 men were right behind her on their horses, determined to take her into custody by any means necessary. Luckily for her, Goldilocks had the fastest horse in all of the kingdoms. You are absolutely welcome, Anya. Come on, Porridge, Goldilocks said to her horse. We can make it, girl. We're almost to the border. They passed Rapunzel's tower and crossed into the dwarf forest, but the soldiers kept chasing her, and in doing so, they were breaking laws that the Happily Ever After Assembly had enacted. But then again, Goldilocks had broken so many laws that she lost count, so she doubted the soldiers would experience any repercussions for what they were doing. Porridge had the advantage over the other horses since she knew the dwarf forest by heart. She and Goldilocks gained a lot of ground knowing what was behind every tree and which path and where they led. Well, split up and let's find her, Goldilocks heard one of the soldiers order from behind her. Goldilocks could feel her horse getting more and more tired. They had been running for hours, and she knew that Porridge needed a break soon if they were going to be able to stay on the run longer. They came across an abandoned barn that was partially hidden by trees. Goldilocks had often used this place to hide from anyone hot on her trail. About the coffee, Nikki? Oh, no, you should definitely do it. Porridge, I'm going to hide in here and wait it out, Goldilocks told her horse. You find someplace safe to rest, and you meet me back here tomorrow at sunrise. Porridge nodded and galloped away. Goldilocks withdrew her sword and approached the barn. The door was off its hinges, and it looked like someone, or something, had forced its way in recently. The inside of the barn was a disaster. Stacks of hay were knocked over, stables were broken down into nothing but bits of broken wood, and there were bloodstains on the floor and the wall. But thankfully, whatever had caused this damage wasn't here anymore. Goldilocks put away her sword. She wasn't intimidated by the barn in the slightest. She had seen much worse and had been through much worse in her days on the run. Time to add it to your link tree for credit. Add what? Oh, the Nespresso. I wonder if that's even possible. I don't even know if that's possible. Here. Do you want to go in the chair for a little bit? Do you want to go in your chair? Come here. 1, 2, whee! Yay! Yay! Piggies, up on the chair. I removed I'm going to do this. What did Goldie do that was so bad? Well, we don't know yet, right? We just don't know. So this piece that was the one we were talking about yesterday that's like breaking, I took it off. Because like I thought it was going to snap and like hit her in the face. So I took it off, and I'm going to write to them about it because it's just, it was making me nervous, and I didn't want to risk it. So we removed that piece. Right, Angel? How are you so strong? You're only 7 months old. You shouldn't be able to break this. No, you've not missed it, Nikki. They have not said, like, I know because I've read the whole series, but like this book has not mentioned it yet. Hi, beautiful angel. Are you happy now that you have toys? Not that you don't have toys everywhere. Okay. Where was I? She took off her long coat and her sword and began unlacing her tall boots and getting ready to settle in for the night. Something colorful caught her eye while she was doing so. A bright blue fabric was sticking out from the bottom of a stack of hay. Goldilocks pulled it out from under the haystack and examined it. It was a beautiful, bright blue gown with delicate stitching. It reminded Goldilocks of a dress that she had owned when she was a girl, and it had been a long time since she had last worn a dress. She discovered a mirror hanging on the barn wall, and it was slightly tilted and had cracks on the bottom half of it. She could still see her reflection in it perfectly, but she didn't like what she saw, though. Goldilocks was young, but she had aged so much since the last time she had seen her reflection so clearly. She was a full-grown woman now. Goldilocks undressed, and she put on the blue dress. She let her hair down, and she... La, 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 la. Soft girl voice, right? La, 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 la. Gentle voice. Gentle. Yeah. She let her hair down and she ruffled it up a bit, and she wiped off all the dirt on her face with a handkerchief and looked into the mirror again. She stared at herself, completely awestruck. She had forgotten how beautiful she could be. She only wished that Jack could see her looking like this. Such a beauty, such a waste, said a voice. And in the blink of an eye, Goldilocks had retrieved her sword and extended it in front of her. Who's there? Goldilocks demanded, but she didn't see anyone else in the barn. If only the world could see what I see now. Goldilocks, a woman feared throughout all the kingdoms, standing vulnerably in a dress, said the voice. Don't be a coward. Show yourself, Goldilocks said, and she turned back to the mirror, but she didn't see her reflection. There, another woman with a pale face in a dark hooded cloak was staring back at her. Hello, Goldilocks, said the woman in the mirror. You, Goldilocks said. There was only one woman in the entire world who would have the ability to communicate from mirror to mirror. I know you. You're the queen that everyone is looking for. Yes, the evil queen said. We're both women on the run. What do you want with me? Goldilocks said. Why do you assume I need something from you? The evil queen said. I've appeared to you simply to pass on some information that I've acquired. Nice try. I'm not some ditzy maiden that you can con, said Goldilocks, getting closer to the mirror. Try giving me a poison apple and I'll shove it down your throat. No, of course not, the evil queen said in a mocking tone. You're just poor little Goldilocks, a girl who was tricked into thinking she was going on a date with a boy that she loved and has been on the run from the law ever since. Goldilocks stepped away from the mirror. How do you know that? She asked with intensity in her eyes. Oh, I know more about you than anyone does, the evil queen said. I know that when you were a young girl, you received a handwritten letter from a young boy you loved named Jack. He asked you to meet him at a house a little way out of town, and he gave you instructions on how to get there. You went to the house and you waited for hours, but he never showed up. How do you know all of this? Goldilocks asked. You became sleepy at that house, didn't you? The evil queen continued. So you decided to sleep in one of the beds in the hope that you would find him when you woke. But you didn't wake to him, did you? You woke to find 3 bears staring down at you, and they almost killed you. You barely escaped that house alive, but the bears pressed charges against you for breaking into their home and being young. You were scared, and you ran, and you ran, and you've been running ever since. For years you wondered how Jack could have done that to you. How could he have framed you like that? And then finally one night you snuck back into the Red Riding Hood Kingdom and you asked him. But Jack told you he had grown up poor and illiterate. He hadn't even sent you that letter because he never learned to write. Someone else did. Someone else framed you. Jack had been looking for you for years. He was devastated when you disappeared. He even climbed a beanstalk looking for you. You two have been meeting covertly in the shadows for almost a decade now. Who told you that? Goldilocks asked. Every driven person comes from a mountain of pain they wish to keep hidden, the evil queen said. I did my research on you, Goldilocks. You and I aren't so different, except I know who wrote that letter. Goldilocks shook her head in disbelief. How could she know something Goldilocks had been trying to discover her entire life? Yeah, and who might that be? She asked. Well, Red Riding Hood, of course, the evil queen said. What? Goldilocks said, and she almost stopped breathing. It's true, the evil queen said. The young queen had a large mirror in her bedroom, and she talks in her sleep. You'd be appalled at the things she confesses in her nightmares. Goldilocks had to sit down. She didn't even feel human anymore. She felt like an entity made of pure anger. Red Riding Hood has always loved Jack, and you were standing in the way, the evil queen said. She was so young when she wrote the letter. She had no idea what the consequences would be. She thought that you would leave broken-hearted before the bears got home, and then Jack would be all hers. But she's had years and years of opportunities to make things right, Goldilocks said, and her eyes were staring down at the ground, but she was blind with rage. She stood up, threw off the blue gown, and redressed with her own clothes, sword and all. What will you do now that you know the truth? The evil queen asked. Oh, I'm going to take a trip to Red, and she's not coming back from it. There's only one place that she can disappear forever, the queen said, and then her reflection faded into the mirror. Goldilocks burst out of the barn and ran into the night, whistling for her horse. She was about to do exactly what the evil queen wanted, but more importantly, she was about to get some very overdue revenge. Well, there's the answer to your question. So, someone seems in a good mood and the next chapter looks short. Against my... Do you think I can start it, sweetheart? Or do you think... No? Should we read one baby book ahead of baby book club to make you happy? Yeah, do you want to read one of the baby books? Should we read... what about Baby Beats? Let's learn time 2-4. Okay? Should we learn together how to sing in 2-4? You ready? Are you ready? Yeah? Okay. So we have to count out loud. This is how it goes. You ready? 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And then you say these words aloud. You go, zebra, 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 zebra. Say it aloud. Penguin, 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 penguin. And now you say these words aloud. Dog, frog, dog, frog, dog, frog, dog, frog. Yeah, you ready? And now we're gonna sing this song. And this song is in 2-4. You ready? Ba, ba, black sheep, have some wool, rest. Yes, sir, 3 bags full, rest. 1 for master, 1 for dame, rest. 1 for the boy, What? That's not how that goes. 1 for the boy down the lane. I don't like it. Rest. Ba, ba, black sheep, have some wool, rest. Yes, sir, 3 bags full, rest. She is grinning from ear to ear. She loved it despite the fact that the song is wrong. Hurting my head trying to feel. I know, it hurt me too. You saw I glitched. Did you see that, Sophie? My brain went like glitchy. Should we do the other one? All right, let's see. This is 4-4. That's not how it goes. I know, Mary, I know. Maybe they changed it to make the beat right. Maybe they did. Yeah, probably. But let's see what 4-4 is. Should we do 4-4, honey? You want to do 4-4? Okay, we have to count out loud. Are you ready? Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. The drawings are so cute. Look at this little band of adorable animals. I can't. They're so cute. Now we have to say these words aloud. Are you ready? Alligator, 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 alligator. And now we have to say these words aloud. Lion, tiger, lion, tiger, lion, tiger, lion, tiger. And now we say these aloud. Fox, cat, rat, bat, fox, cat, rat, bat, fox, cat, rat, bat, fox, cat, rat, bat. That's 4, right? And now we're gonna sing this song in 4-4. You ready? Mary had a little lamb, rest. Little lamb, rest. Little lamb, rest. Mary had a little lamb whose fleece was white as snow. Long rest. Yay! Yay, 4-4! Yay! She's like this. She's so happy. Okay. There's more baby beats. Hold on. Did I try to figure these out? The storm was completely confused. Yes, we will. Okay, so this is 3-4 time. 3-4 is like a waltz, okay? That's why they've got these dancing animals on the front. They're very cute, right? You like that? Yeah. Okay, count aloud. Are you ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Now we have to say these aloud. Elephant, 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 elephant. And then you have to say these aloud, okay? Panther, pig, panther, pig, panther, pig, panther, pig. And now we have to say these words aloud, okay? Snail, goose, moose, snail, goose, moose, snail, goose, moose, snail, goose, moose, snail, goose, moose. And now we're going to sing a song. Okay, are you ready? Here we go. Rock-a-bye baby, rest on the treetop, long rest. When the wind blows, rest the cradle will rest. That's not 3/4. When the wind blows, rest the cradle. What? Hold on. I'm gonna figure this out. Give me a second. I'm gonna get it, you guys. I'm gonna get it. Are you ready, sweet angel? We are going to figure out 3/4. Here we go. Rock-a-bye baby on the treetop. That's still not 3/4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, rock-a-bye. Are they trying to claim that this is 3 beats also? That's a half note. All right, whatever. Rock-a-bye baby on the treetop, but they're not the same. It's got a key on the back. Same, Sophie. I'm like, what is... But like, it says the 3-syllable words are a dotted half note, obviously. 2-syllable words are a half note, 1-syllable word. Okay, we're gonna try. We're gonna try. Time to write to the publisher. We're gonna try it again. Are you ready? Don't get upset. Don't get upset. We can do this. We're gonna do this together. Rock-a-bye baby on the treetop. When the wind blows, the cradle will rock. When the bough breaks, the cradle will fall, and down will come baby, cradle and all. I know that's how the song goes, but that's not what's written, so it is what it is. Wow. Wow. Okay, obviously we're gonna have to repeat some of these in Baby Book Club, but do we want to do one more? Do you want one more book because she's in such a good mood? We have so many good options. We have Amelia Earhart. We have William Shakespeare. We have A Stack of Alpacas. We have Dragons Make Great Friends. Oh, why are you sorry, Nikki? It's hilarious. Should we read Dragons Make Great Friends? Wow! Dragons make great friends. Let's see. Are you coughing on your own spit? You're not even eating anything. Are you being so silly? Thank you, Amanda. I appreciate it. Are you okay? Are you okay? Yes. Friends are everywhere in unexpected places. Just look around and you will see so many kinds of faces. So if you're looking for a friend, you may not have to look too far. Turn the pages and you will see all the different types that there are. At your special birthday party, helpful dragon will clean and bake. Happy birthday! And use his claws to wrap some gifts and breathe to light the cake. A mermaid friend brings all the fun and is sure to make a splash. She might even turn your kiddie pool into an all-out beachy bash. Wow, how cool is she? A mermaid at your party. So cool. You love mermaids. It's good to have a nightly pal who's ever so generous host. He always serves others first and asks, jam with your toast? When Bigfoot comes to stay the night, you'll do anything but slumber. He'll paint your toes and braid your hair and give you a facial with cucumber. Underneath the shaded tree, you'll find a life of adventure when a pirate reads aloud a book that's also buried treasure. A friendly princess will teach you she's not all glitz and glamour. You should see how she builds a treehouse and swings a mighty hammer. Hey, hey. Hey, 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 whoa, 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 that's not necessary. La, 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 la. Soft voice. La, 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 la. La, 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 la. better. Very good. La, 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 la. Go ahead. Your turn. La, 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 la. It's your turn. Can you do it? La, 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 la. That's nice. That'll work. Yeah, we have to use our soft inside girl voice, right? Yeah. No. Soft voice. Soft. 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 La, 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 la. Very good. Yay! Good job. Okay, let's finish. There's no better pal than an ogre. You can tell them your feelings and fears, and even though they're green and smelly, they have 2 great listening ears. I'm sensitive. A friend is helpful, kind, and generous, loyal, and lots of fun too. A friend can be found in anyone, but it starts in someone like you. Yay! Can you say yay? Yay! Yay! Is that so nice? Yeah, very good. Okay, do you have anything else you want to say to your adoring public before we go and try to have a nap? Very good. That's the beat. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. You know, it's a waltz. Hi. That was nice. You have a great voice, honey. It's a beautiful voice. Very pretty. Wow, such singing. Such singing. Do you want to do Wheels on the Bus? The wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round. Go ahead, your turn. You don't want to do Wheels on the Bus? Okay, you are out. You are up. Up? Yeah, you are up. Okay, we're gonna go. We'll see you all later for Baby Book Club. Say bye-bye, everybody. Say bye-bye.